Watch the Mysteries of Existence channel for divine enlightenment. To know more about yourself, the physical and subtle aspects of the universe, and the source of all that is.
This is a message brought to you by the Harbinger of the Last Covenant, His Grace, Iyke Nathan Uzorma, author, Archbishop, University Chancellor, scholar in extraterrestrial research, professor of Christian education at St. Thomas-A-Backet University, England, recipient of Nelson Mandela Excellent Leadership Award in Africa. Former living Grand Master in the Order of Terrestrial and Astral Hierarchy, amongst others.
Dear listeners, this exposition is on Planetary Winnowing, Ancient Beasts in Our Contemporary World, Part 15. It is a special feature in this Mysteries of Existence channel. This is the most needed advanced divine information to the entire people of this world. Therefore, as you pay utmost attention to this crucial end-time message, please endeavor to kindly share it with others. I read this treatise of the Harbinger of the Last Covenant, His Grace, Iyke Nathan Uzorma, as follows. In the final phase of planetary winnowing lies the last onslaught against the beasts of darkness. All the required preparations for this last onslaught are already in place. In the realms beyond, the divine structures of light are there. Equally, the astral structures of darkness are there. The strong will overcome the weak. To this end, the armies of heaven in light, including the armies of darkness above humans, are fully set for the mother of all combats. Diverse hidden structures are put in place towards multitudinous physical manifestations of these. Generally speaking, the outcome of the last battle will determine the fate of humans on the physical realm of Earth. Overall, the strong will overcome the weak. In one way or the other, you are involved in this. Now, let it be emphasized that the physical aspect manifestations of the coming War of Wars, regardless of the final outcome, will cause the Earth world not to remain the same anymore. What about the manipulations of the so-called superpowers of the Earth world? Are they not constantly engaged with the struggles of control and domination? Earthmen, I tell you, all the human struggles will be completely dwarfed and overtaken at the point of the full manifestations of what you are hearing. The Earthman thinks that he is alone in the universe, but this is not true. We are not alone and will never be alone. There are more than the eyes can see. As certain things begin to play out, this reality will be clear to humans. A day is set aside for this last battle of planetary winnowing. That day is around the corner. That day is here. Even some masterminds and prophets of old spoke about that day. They knew that a day would surely come on earth when the eternal spirit of light in the Almighty God of creation would rise to totally transform the earth world. These ancient advanced spiritual sons and daughters of men knew about the ongoing planetary winnowing of our time. They got a series of divine visitations and messages along this line, both from the manifestations of the Lord Himself and from certain advanced extraterrestrial intelligences or angelic beings of light. Thus, at diverse times and places, they spoke in approximation to what they knew in this regard. Some of these spiritually elevated humans in light referred to the last battle of the current planetary winnowing as the Day of the Lord. In certain divine terms, they declared that it would be a period of intense pain. They knew that it is the period wherein darkness would rise in battle at the peak of astrometaphysical velocity and be vanquished once and for all. Consequently, they published that, inherent in the day of the Lord, following the unprecedented calamity therein, a moment of darkness in divine terms will overwhelm the recalcitrant children of men. These children of men are those who are completely enamored with the characteristics embedded within the mode of the beasts of darkness. For instance, in the Bible book of Amos, chapter 5 verses 18 to 20, the ancient Jewish prophet Amos wrote thus: "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord! To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness, and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house, and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness, and not light? Even very dark, and no brightness in it?" This was the description of Prophet Amos concerning what is currently going on. Darkness is used here, especially with regards to the impending overall dark experiences that will befall the multitude of humans. These humans are those who serve the interests of the beasts of darkness in multitudinous ways on earth. The chosen ones in light are not involved here. Rather, they are set apart right from inception to escape from the impending final hour of darkness. They will escape by the workings of the mysterious power of light in the Almighty God of creation. This is stamped and sealed by the Ancient of Days. However, for the multitude of the marionettes of darkness on earth, they will still attempt to escape on their own, but here they will fail. Prophet Amos described them as someone who fled from a lion and met a bear. This means that the individual hasn't succeeded in escaping at all because he still met with death. What about the individual who escaped and ran into his house, his comfort zone, as mentioned by Amos? Inside his house, he leaned his hand on the wall and relaxed. Nevertheless, he was still bitten in his own house by a serpent. This made a mockery of his so-called escape because he was brought down, meaning that he didn't truly escape. This situation, as described by Prophet Amos, is likened to a man who removed a load from his head and placed it on his own shoulders. Can this succeed in removing the weight of the load from him? Not at all, because the weight of the load will still be there on him. Therefore, whoever sets a trap upon his mother's body should be warned because his father will be caught therein. Furthermore, the aforementioned description of Prophet Amos could also be likened to a husband and wife who lived in a city. The city was full of crimes, ranging from assassination, armed robbery, and kidnapping, amongst other wicked acts. Because of these crimes, the couple finally fled from the city. Then, they traveled and hid themselves in a remote village. There, they took to farming and thought that they had salvaged themselves from the unsecured city. However, it came to pass on a certain day that they went to a forest in the village for farming. In the course of their farming activities, they heard the roaring of a hungry lion. Then, they fled in fear for their lives. As they were running away, the lion caught the man and killed him. The woman was equally caught by a python, which also killed her. You may have heard about the situation of moving from frying pan to fire. This happened to the couple. It is like someone who ran away from a bad man but ran into the den of blood-sucking demons. In this final hour of fulfillment, this will be the case for all those who will run into their charms, talismans, amulets, demonic shrines, occult fraternities, and secret societies. Again, this applies to all those who will depend solely on governments, religions, and sciences. These things will totally fail the children of men in the coming last mother of all battles. Whoever truly desires to run should run only into the eternal spirit of light in the Almighty God of creation. In this eternal spirit of light, practical demonstration of selfless divine love is the dominant essence of thoughts, words, and actions. In this, purity of heart, devoid of any iota of hate, is absolutely imperative. This is the ground for greater divine strength. It is indeed the ground of victory. You will only be salvaged strictly upon this ground. Otherwise, you are on your own. The great prophet Isaiah was one of the ancient masterminds who also spoke about the impending day of the Lord. As already mentioned, the scriptural day of the Lord is the final hour of fulfillment in the ongoing planetary winnowing. Isaiah wrote in chapter 24 verses 21 and 22 of his book thus: "And it shall come to pass in that day, that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered, as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited." Here, the great prophet Isaiah was talking about what the Almightiest, the Ancient of Days, will do to the most vicious astral entities in diverse esoteric chambers of the high places. Isaiah mentioned the punishment of the host of the high ones that are on high. He wasn't talking about humans here, but about the high-profile forces of darkness. When he spoke about the host of the high ones that are on high, he was talking about the hierarchy of darkness. This hierarchy exists in diverse enclaves of principalities and powers in the high places of the forces of darkness. In general terms, these occurrences, related to what Isaiah said about the aforementioned punishment, won't be known to the children of men. The punishment of these forces of darkness, whose existence lies in the realms beyond, will equally be enacted in the realms beyond. However, the punishment of the other set of beings, who dwell in the world of man, will be clearly evident in the world of man. Referring to these earthmen, the great prophet Isaiah also spoke about the punishment of the kings of the earth upon the earth. These are the foremost marionettes of the beasts of darkness. They are here in the world of man. Thus, their punishments will equally be enacted on the physical realm of earth in this hour of fulfillment. Describing what will occur to these marionettes of the beasts of darkness, the great prophet Isaiah said that they shall be gathered together, as prisoners are gathered in the pit. Children of men, until this is finally achieved in the world of man, generally speaking, there will be no true love, divine justice, and genuine peace in all ramifications of the physical realm of earth. Furthermore, it was said by the great prophet Isaiah that these earthly marionettes of the beasts of darkness will all be completely shut up. They haven't been completely shut up, that is why they are still frolicking in wickedness. But now, what will shut them up in the world of man is not just on the way, it is around the corner. Concerning the dimension wherein they would be shut up, Isaiah also said that there would be a later visit to them. He said, "And after many days shall they be visited." Now, they would be visited by who or by what? Certainly, they would be visited by what will totally truncate their return. Advanced beings of the great light above are set to implement this in the hours ahead. This was never done in all the past generations of men. And, so, multiplications inherent in returns enlarged the scope of these marionettes. Now, the reverse is the case because it has already commenced in the realms beyond. It was also declared that, for the earth world, a pot of hot water is boiling for long. It has now boiled to the brim and about to explode. When it finally explodes, all that you have heard will be experienced in this world. I tell you, the eyes of many sons and daughters of men will see their ears. Highly advanced extraterrestrial intelligences of light have made this known in our time. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. These great ones above are fully aware and have equally made it known that the evil day looms in the world of man. Surely it will come. Children of men, in the days ahead, the wind will rise to answer many humans with blood. Even the wasted blood of innocent humans will be mingled to the wind, in greater revenge shall they speak therein. And, so, the painful blood will reverse many to descend into the sand. I tell you, the earthly sand will reward many children of men unto destruction. Earthmen, the forces of darkness won't easily give up, but they will surely go down in the course of time. We must understand that the beasts of darkness won't go down alone. They will go down with their marionettes, which they strengthened on earth in the works of darkness. The works of darkness, the wickedness thereof, are the major problems of the sons and daughters of men. What will finally push the forces of darkness down is beyond the highest hierarchy of darkness. An adage has it that, the snake which bites tortoise and still stands strong, comes from the world of spirits. That will be all for now. A word is enough for the wise. Peace and blessings.